Hi Sky, this is your first exercise therapy / fitness video. I'm going to jump right into it because there's a 10-minute limit on YouTube. Okay, so the first exercise that I want you to start with, these are all really good to do pre-run. Like I said, I'm going to make a pre-run set, and then to add on to the work, you can do the additional exercises. Okay, so the first one is going to be the kneeling groin stretch. For this one, we're pushing down on our knees, moving forward, keeping our stomach really nice and flat, okay? So our knee is directly over our ankle here. We're keeping our low back flat and our head and shoulders right over the center of our hip as we move forward, and hold that for a minute. I usually just count 12 breaths rather than use a timer, but if you want to use a timer, it's a minute. You switch to the other side. The next exercise is a spread forward bend, okay? So you'll have your feet really straight. I hope you can see. This might be lost in the dark. So I'll take my shoes off, or socks up. So you have your feet hip width apart, very wide apart, and put them very straight. Thighs tight, weight forward in the front of the balls of the feet. You start off 30 seconds here, keeping your low back really flat, so your tailbone's curving up. So from the side here, it looks like instead of being rounded, it's there. Minimal weight in your hands, okay? 30 seconds, then 30 seconds to the right or left. And then the other side, 30 seconds, then back to the middle, okay? Then we're gonna progress, you can shake it out in between. Then we're gonna progress into the spread forward bend sequence. So you'll cross your arms, same position with the legs, weight still forward, thighs still tight. You can pull yourself up and down 5 times, like that, all the way up and down. Then 5 times with your hands behind your head. Elbows pulled back, make sure the weight stays in the balls of the feet throughout the movement, and the thighs stay tight. And then 5 times with your arms stretched out overhead, so down and up like this. Okay? So that series. Then the runner stretch. So position that. You'll kneel in front of an object so that your back knee is touching your front heel, and then your back foot is tucked. Be close to the object. Stand up really straight and squeeze both of your thighs tight. And then stick your butt out and make sure that your belly button is pointed and in its position vertically directly over your foot. Okay? So, my belly button midline, and it's right over my foot. We don't want to be like out to the side, so that would have our hips be off. You hold that for a minute and then switch. And that, and then your last one for the pre-run is a standing quad stretch. Okay? So you pull your thigh back there, grab with the other arm. And then once that's there, pull it back so your knees really flush. Then flatten your stomach, stand up really tall. Tuck your butt, squeeze your butt muscles, and tuck your tailbone under. You hold that, standing really tall for 1 minute, and then switch and do the other leg. And then you're ready for your run, okay? Then additionally, on top of that, you can add this other core strengthening work for muscle tone and definition. Not just core, we're also going to work your hips and legs a bit, okay? So that little series will set you up really nicely for running. You'll start to use your gait muscles better. So you'll get more out of your runs and less stress and tightness. You can also do this before your run, but those were the essential ones. This is also a really good one for post massage and such. Remember the upper spine floor switch that we did? Where you lay on your side with your knees bent at 90 degrees and your hips bent at 90 degrees relative to your torso. So you lay on your side, knees stacked on top of each other vertically, so you can use like a chair leg or a shoe box or something to work as a guide for that. You know, open up and stretch to one side and hold that stretch and look in the direction that you're stretching, okay? And hold that until that arm and shoulder reach all the way to the ground. The elbow, shoulder, and hand can all potentially reach the ground. Then you fold up and do the other side. So it may take like 1 to 3 to 4 minutes to get that openness in your upper back. You're going to do 10 cats and dogs. Exhaling, inhaling, making sure your shoulder blades come together as you lift up. Okay? 10 cats and dogs. And then final arm additions. Again, these can be done post massage, for example. You can also do them add them to your pre-run workout. 25 elbow curls, so you'll clench your knuckles. Okay, not making fists, but clenching your knuckles. Bring your elbows all the way together, and then back, together, and back with your feet hip width apart and straight. Then same golfer's grip, clenching your knuckles. Squeeze your shoulder blades, but you don't have to jet your stomach out when you do that. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Circle forwards 40 times, and then backwards 40 times. Your palms up. At first, forward, your palms are down, 40. Then backwards, your palms are up for 40. Then an overhead extension. Ideally, you can do it with your back up against a wall, feet hip width apart and straight, and you're pulling your arms all the way back and up so that your hands, back of your head, shoulder blades, buttocks, calves, and heels are all touching the wall. Okay? Hold that for 12 breaths or 1 minute. Okay? Another core work. We'll get back to that now. So we did concentration crunches. Your hands are above you like you're doing CPR. You round up slowly, squeeze, and then lower slowly. But never resting your abs, okay? Keeping your hands vertically aligned over your shoulders. Exhaling as you round up, so you're getting a lot of work right in the abdomen, okay? And we also did one that was strengthening your hips and your abs. So we crossed one ankle to the opposite knee, straighten that leg up in the air, and then lowered and raised the whole thing, keeping your low back pressed flat against the ground. And if you can't go all the way down, if your back starts to arch, just go as low as you can with your back pressed flat to the ground. Do that about, we'll build up how many reps you can do with that. And start with at least like 15, and then switch from 15 and build up to doing like 25 full range ones. Okay. We also did core abdominals. Put your at first on your elbows really flat, thighs tight, holding for 30 seconds initially, building up to a minute or even a minute and 30 seconds. Then on your right elbow, propped up, left elbow, and then on your back, we did can. You push your hips way up, keep your abdomen flat, your low back flat. You feel the work in your glutes. And then straighten one leg, making sure to keep your belly button pointed straight up. It's going to want to like tilt off to the side, but keep that straight up. This leg is out, even 45 degrees. And the buttock of the leg that's on the ground is working really hard, pushing the hips up. Hold that for 30 seconds, then switch and repeat that, and gradually build up your endurance on that as well. To be able to do 90 seconds each side for like 3 or 4 sets. And that'll bring lock, tone, and size to your glute without overdeveloping your quad. Cool. So that's your routine, your pre-run routine. You look real concise with the optional additional upper back and arm work, and then finally the core work at the end there. It'd be great if you want to do that whole series once a day in a row, or you can break it up where you do the pre-run, warm up, then do your run, and then you can close with just a couple of your favorite stretches to reset your body. Cool? There you go, Scott. Look forward to seeing you next week, and call me or email me with any questions.